Your white ancestors beat, killed, ate slaves, used my people's body parts to make items, furniture, and you're...
We ate slaves, didn't you know? Everybody, hi. Welcome back. Auntie Speaks. If you like my content, please subscribe. Helps me out quite a bit. So this is That Brown Girl. And she has, interesting things to say. So we're going to take a look. Here we go. That Brown Girl.
Your white ancestors beat, killed, ate slaves, used my people's body parts to make items, furniture, and you're surprised down the line there was a cannibalistic white man who was going around killing and eating black and brown bodies? It was a cultural event to go around lynching black people, putting the images on postcards, and inviting people to come to this event, an event that maybe your great-grandparents, grandparents, or even parents went to, and you're surprised at violent white people targeting black and brown bodies and doing heinous things. And this is why there needs to be more comprehensive study on post-traumatic slave syndrome and how it affects the oppressor, because there should be no reason why you were surprised that a Jeffrey Dahmer existed. Some white folk be so quick to be like, they're psychopathic anomalies, when it's like, baby, some of these anomalies might be in your home because that was your culture. Those barbaric acts that them white folk were doing don't just disappear. They were social customs. They were embedded into society as norms. And you're surprised that white men, white people have continued on being violent and targeting specifically black bodies? That's surprising to you?
I love this girl. She's obsessed with Jeffrey Dahmer. A bunch of people on TikTok are obsessed with Jeffrey Dahmer. And she seems to believe that slaves were murdered and used for food and furniture. I hate to be crass, but no, they did not want to murder slaves because, horrible as it was, they considered them property. And if they're dead, then they can't work. Okay? And then she jumps to lynching, and it was a social event for everybody. I hate to tell you this. That was a very small portion of the United States, and it was a very small portion of population within that population. So, to blame an entire race of people for what a small group of people did, that's a little racist. But then she goes on about how white people are killing black people today. Should we look at statistics? Okay, here we go. Race of offender, white and black. So white people are killed by other white people. Duh. Black people are killed by other black people. Duh. White people killing black people? 187? I don't know. Yeah. And then white people killing, let's see. White people killing black people, 187. And black people killing white people, 446. Who's killing whom here? Help me out with that one. Okay.
Black people do not have enough systemic power for us to be the only people to break down racism as a system in white supremacy. But what I need black people to understand is that we play a very specific role in this system where they bet on us doing very specific things, saying things, specific behaviors in order for them to continue getting their white privilege, their benefits. White people are a lot of things, but one thing they are not is ignorant. They have constructed a very intricate system, a system of rituals, power dynamics, power plays, equations, formulas, to where they know exactly what they need to do, exactly what needs to happen in order for them to get the benefit that they desire.
How exhausting must it be to hate an entire group of people because of the color of their skin, and to look at every single situation in the world, in your life, in other people's life, and associate that with some type of racism. To believe that the entire system of the world is based on white supremacy takes a lot of effort. I feel sorry for you.
Not only has British colonialism had their hand in so many different countries across the African diaspora, all right, as a black American, right, descendant of slavery, I think about the only reason that America is a country in and of itself, a fairly new one, might I add, is because the British, derogatory, came over here doing the most. All right, you got your little 13 colonies, and then you brought over my direct ancestors, my direct lineage, came over here, brought over here, stolen from over there, brought over here to be enslaved by y'all. It's not the right time. It's not the right time. Well, I don't know. Something about celebrating the fact that a white supremacist colonizer imperialist will no longer be able to engage in said white supremacy colonizing imperialism seems like the perfect time. Isn't it?
This is, of course, her commentary on the British Queen dying. You know, little girl, the British Empire did more to end slavery worldwide than any other country on the face of the planet other than the United States. Okay? You know, I think I'd open a book and look at some history. Can I suggest one for you? Thomas Sowell. Look him up. Here's a clip of just one little excerpt from his books.
Within the British Empire, the abolition of slavery was accompanied by the payment of compensation to slave owners for what was legally the confiscation of their property. This cost the British government £20 million, a huge sum in the 19th century, about 5% of the nation's annual output. While the British could simply abolish slavery in their Western Hemisphere colonies, they faced a more daunting and longer-lasting task of patrolling the Atlantic off the coast of Africa, in order to prevent slave ships of various nationalities from continuing to supply slaves illegally. Even during the Napoleonic Wars, Britain continued to keep some of its warships on patrol off West Africa. Moreover, such patrols likewise tried to interdict the shipments of slaves from East Africa through the Indian Ocean, the Red Sea, and the Persian Gulf.
Did you know any of that history? If you didn't, young girl, why? Why didn't you know? If this is an important topic to you, why didn't you know? So why would you go after one of the countries that was probably the most responsible for ending the slave trade worldwide? And another question, you know, we didn't go into Africa. The slaves were sold to those people by other Africans. So I don't know. That's just something I like to point out.
Every white person knows another racist white person. Every white person, and a lot of them are choosing to coexist with them, whether it's a family member, friend, coworker, etc. And if you're a white person saying, I don't know any other racist white people, you're not having the right conversations and you're avoiding them for a reason.
Wow. So in your world, everybody is racist, or everybody knows a racist? Really? And if you haven't figured out that they're racist, you haven't probed enough. You're just not anti-racist enough. Okay. Got it.
I need people to understand that the way we think about professionalism and respectability is all rooted in white supremacy. White supremacy, elitism, classism, capitalism, tokenism, paternalism, anti-blackness, palatability, all of that shit. Because when we talk about professionalism and respectability, I want y'all to really think about the words used and see how closely they align with whiteness. And understand how the antithesis to those things align with what we consider blackness and the negative stereotypes considered with blackness. It's the same thing, but we package it in this well, this is just how you need to act to show that you have credentials. Why? This is how you need to dress to show you have the right expertise and credentials. Why? What is it about how I say something that makes my expertise less than? What is it about how I dress, how I talk, the movements that I do, the facial expressions, all of that? What does that have to do with me knowing something, with me being able to do my job? Unpack all that shit. And this is what I mean when it comes to deconstructing, because a lot of us don't realize that. We'll just sit here like, well, there's a certain way to do it. Who made that certain way? Think for a second. The certain way that you know that you grew up with has been rooted in white supremacy. So why do you think, especially as other black people, why do you think that that is the right way? Who told you that? Take a moment to critically think that maybe the way you think things should be is because you got socially constructed to think that.
Wow. So, any standards of professionalism are white supremacy. So, I'm sorry. This is just, it's like that Smithsonian thing that was published. I'm going to find that. Yeah. These are good qualities. But according to the Smithsonian, this is white supremacy. What does that say about what you think black people are like, Smithsonian? And that brown girl, you must have like a really, really low opinion of your fellow African Americans. I don't know what you're talking about. Professionalism is being clean, looking good. People who are good looking, which you should know since you're very, very good looking, they get jobs over someone else. Being prepared, being on time, doing your work, completing your work early, doing extra work that you're not asked for. That is professionalism. That's how you get ahead. Are you saying those are all white supremacy? I would say, personally, if someone said that this list of things is what white people do, I would say to that person, they're racist. So you know what I'm going to say to you? You're racist. All of these clips are classifying white people into a category and what they are, what they have to be, or what they are like because of the color of their skin. And you are also classing all black people. They have to do this, or their culture is a little different, or they speak different, or they look different, or whatever, because of the color of their skin. I hate to tell you, that is racist. I just want you guys to imagine how much effort and energy this must take for someone to come up with this stuff. Girlfriend, you want to be professional? You want to succeed in life? Treat everybody as an individual. Get rid of swear words because, yeah, that's not professional. If you have to swear every 5 minutes, you look uneducated. That is just the way of the world. It is what it is. It's not white supremacy not to swear. I want you to total up in your time how much you spend every single day itemizing why you hate white people and why you think everything white people do is bad. That's a lot of mental effort. You know what? You're never going to succeed in life because that's way too much wasted time and energy. Okay, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you on the next one.